So without further ado, let's get started. This is a very long run, so you guys get comfy. And enjoy the intro.
I guess I must have dozed off. I had that dream again. The bastards, they're hounding me. Mullen, where are we now?
It's only been a half an hour since you asked last. You look tired, General Ball.
I keep telling you, Mullen. When there are no soldiers around, you should call me father.
Excuse me, but Lieutenant Lean is still here.
It's just like you to answer like that. But you know that Lean is a very special part of our military plans, aren't you, Lean? The third excavation of the Salt Ruins is almost finished. I'm counting on you too. Mullen, Lean.
We've assigned an elite battalion of our forces to this excavation. I'm sure that we'll hear good news.
The current time is 13:40 hours. Now passing through Parm airspace. Our ETA is 15:30 hours.
Lean, open the viewports for General Ball.
Yes, Colonel Mullen. Hey, you! This'll teach you, punk!
Oh!
Oh, Justin! Not you again! You just don't learn trashing my shed again!
I didn't trash it. Why won't you listen to me? I'm staking my pride as a man and my soul as an adventurer on this treasure hunt.
Shut up! There's no treasure in all that junk! Now you've completely trashed it. Anyway, don't ever hunt for treasure in my shed again. You hear me, boy?
Ouch! That awful man, he never ever understands.
Justin, you okay? That sounded like it hurt.
Oh, Sue, did you see that? Don't worry. A punch like that, nothing to it. For a first-rate adventurer, it comes with the territory.
Right. So how'd it go? Did you find anything in the shed?
Nah, nothing at all. It really was all junk. Must have guessed wrong. But Sue, what about you?
Of course I found something. Ta-da! Here it is, the legendary armor. I found it all by myself. Oh yeah, Puffy helped too. Here you go, Justin, the legendary armor.
Great, Sue! That's the first one. That leaves the Shield of Light, the Warrior's Helmet, and the Spirit Sword.
Don't forget, we gotta get him by sundown or we'll lose. Yuck, I don't want to marry that awful god. You know, it's really your fault, Justin. You're the one that took Gauntlet up on his dare. You'd better take responsibility.
Okay, I know. Come on, let's go show this to Gauntlet.
Puffy, let's go too.
We found it, Gauntlet. The first treasure.
So, Gauntlet is sending us on a treasure hunt. So, I'm gonna go pick up his items for him. This is the first part of the game. This is the starting point. Not really too much to explain here, to be honest. Also, okay, during Nessa. Barely, right? I'll turn it down then. Alright. Hopefully that fixed it. Much better. Good. So we're actually getting the quote-unquote spirit sword here. It's not the actual spirit sword. Having the actual spirit sword would be really awesome to have this early in the game, because it's the best sword in the game. And it's actually also the last sword you get in the game, too. That's good. Get my microphone qualities fixed. I didn't test it properly before I started. So thanks, guys.
Hey, Justin!
Ouch! Mom! What did I do?
How many times do I have to tell you? No dirty shoes in the kitchen.
Even so, you don't have to hit me with your tray.
Don't talk back to me. You know the rules of Seagull Restaurant. Always keep the kitchen clean. Come on, I have work to do. Out you go. My little troublemaker. You could at least help if you're going to be in the kitchen.
Hello, Aunt Lily. If you keep whacking Justin's head, he's gonna get stupid.
Don't worry, Sue. Justin's brain can't get any worse than it already is.
Mom! I'm hurt. How could you say such things about your only darling son?
Well, why don't you just be good so I don't have to, Justin?
I've been getting in trouble all day today.
Yeah, the chat's very nice, Joel. It was very nice last year, too. Well, I'm gonna try to give it a Blockbuster. It can be pretty tough commentating for this long, but I think I could do it. So there's a specific choice of dialogue there at the dinner table. We just choose the fastest one to get out of there. Sub 12 this run. Hopefully, but no promises on that. If I got record this run, that'd be pretty cool. But I don't think that'll happen. It's been a while since I found the time to do a run this long. Goal is less than 5 blocks. Well, the good thing is, Wells, is that this run will have 0 because this is playing on PlayStation TV, which is a console that will never freeze. I think any digital version of this game will never freeze, actually. So that's really, really cool. And my run has none, because I played on PlayStation TV. Yeah, the PlayStation 2 version, well, I should say the PlayStation 1 disc version being played on a PlayStation 2 is very, very bad for this game. It not only doesn't freeze, it's also pretty laggy as well, and it's one of the slowest consoles to run on. so we just don't run on PlayStation 2. If you're gonna run Grandia 1, I'd say the best console is either PlayStation TV, PlayStation Portable, or PlayStation Vita. Whatever those consoles you have. Though I heard not very many fun things about capturing a PlayStation Portable. I can't imagine PlayStation Vita being any easier either. Yep, I'm going for another 6 hours after this run. I tried to sleep as good as possible. Oop, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, PS TV works the same as PlayStation 3 capturing. It also works the same as PlayStation 4 capturing as well. Except PlayStation 3 capturing, you have the option for composite video. And PlayStation TV, you don't. PlayStation TV is only HDMI. So we just get past this road here and avoid all these enemies. Throughout this run, we're gonna want to avoid most of the enemies in the game. What's the spec on PlayStation TV, like a Vita? I believe so. I haven't really looked into that at all, but I can imagine it being pretty similar, I imagine. It has the same, PlayStation TV has the same operating system as PlayStation Vita. So I can imagine it being the same, or very, very similar.
Attention! Soldiers fall in! Salute!
Listen up! After traveling all the way from the new continent, we won't tolerate failure. Be sharp out there.
Meet at the stage on level 1. Call roll by regiment as soon as you arrive, and stand by for orders.
Attention! Fall in! Right base, march! Double time! Say, Saki, it was your troops who made us late. Aren't you a little lax on discipline?
Don't give me that, Nona. The last time they were late, I made them all give me 3,000 squats.
Oh, Saki. You're such a muscle freak. I'd make them go without rations for 100 days.
Oh, Mio, you're too kind. If it were me, I'd give him 5,000 lashes. Then I'd pickle him in brine and give him 100 days in the bridge.
That would kill him.
If Herr Mullen were to get wind of that, he'd have your head.
No problem. I just swear him to secrecy, and Herr Mullen would never be the wiser.
Come on. We need to get going too. Or we'll be late for the rendezvous.
Right, Mio. If we were to be late, it'd be harder to discipline the troops.
Yeah, like Joel Moss is saying in chat, like, when he says amateur voice actors, he really does mean it. Like, a lot of these voice actors who voice the English version of this game didn't even do anything afterwards. They just voice acted this single game, and, well, a couple of them did do some things afterwards.
Bye-bye.
But, like, a lot of these voice actors had, like, no prior experience or anything like that. Although Justin's voice actor was like a teenager at the time. But he didn't do anything afterwards.
Carlisle Force, Mullen Company, fall in. Face forward. Salt Ruin Special Survey Team. Roll call. Squad leaders, front and center. Sergeant Nona, leader of the Bloody Rose Squad reporting.
Sergeant Saki, leader of the Lightning Star Squad. All men accounted for.
Sergeant Neo, leader of the Desert Moon Squad. All men present.
Colonel Mullen will now address the troops before deployment. All soldiers, listen carefully.
Yes, Lieutenant.
My dear soldiers, our squad will now commence the final excavation of the Salt Ruins. Operation Yggdrasil is entering the final stage. Now we only have to find the last remaining piece. I needn't remind you that the depths of these ruins are dangerous. You may even be risking your life. However, this is our time. You, the Honorable Carlisle Forces, will bring a great boon to humanity. Go! You, the elite of Carlisle, will open the door to the wisdom of the ancient Angelo civilization. I am counting on every one of you.
Yes, sir. Bloody Rose Squad, you take the east. Lightning Star Squad has the west. Desert Moon Squad, take the south. You have your assignments. We're counting on you. Good luck.
Yes, Lieutenant.
The time is 15:06 hours. All squads have begun operations.
Lean. You've also become quite an able aide-de-camp.
Huh? Oh, thank you, Herr Mullen.
Well, let's get to work ourselves. Let's go, Lean.
Yes, sir.
Guido and Ball are the same voice actor? I didn't know that until now. Come on, get out of the way. There we go. Yeah, so, we're going into these mines because we want to discover some ancient civilization. So we're going there right now. I got no encounters in the first few areas of the game. So that's cool. Also, getting to an encounter in this game could cost like anywhere between 20 seconds to like a minute. Was Grandia 3 ever released in the United Kingdom? No, it was not a European release. You can clear the game without leveling up on enemies. We do one grinding section in this run. It's not until like an hour and a half from now, but there is grinding in this run. And I'll explain it when the time comes, but the grinding later on will be to get a magic spell later on for, well, 2 magic spells for 2 party members. For Justin and for Feena, who we'll get later on. Yeah, it doesn't need very much grinding at all, fortunately. It's not a very grind-heavy game. No grinding, so it's a short run, just 13 hours. True, Locklear.
Welcome, he who holds the Spirit Stone.
Grinding's overrated. I agree. So we just don't do it. Well, we do a bit of it, but still. Why not Grandia 100%? Too long.
Eek! What was that?
Welcome, he who holds the Spirit Stone, symbol of the promise between the humans and the spirits.
Who are you?
I am Liete of Alent. I have lived through and inherited the history of Angelo.
What? What's going on?
Ah! We're gonna fall!
Don't be scared. This is the land you live in, when seen from the height of the stars. Come, please tell me. What were you seeking when you opened the door?
Gee, you're sort of putting me on the spot. Hey, how did you know that I have a Spirit Stone?
All power is born from the light of the Spirit Stone. Without it, the door of Angelo does not open.
But Angelo is just a mythical world.
It is no myth. The stone that you hold is the ancient symbol of the promise between the humans and spirits. Look. A world created by an eternal promise. Between the light of the spirits and the wings of the Icarians. This is the world of Angelo. The light of the Icarians and the grace of the spirits will not wane, lest all of the stars sparkling in the sky turn to embers. Ever since receiving the blessing of the spirits, the people unyoked themselves of the original restrictions and began to walk along the path of evolution. The light of the Icarians and that of the Spirit Stones are the symbols of peace in this world.
Yeah, the Grandia HD version is pretty much a meme at this point. And for those who don't know, yes, apparently a Grandia HD remaster is in the works, but like, it was released back in August. Well, it was announced back in August, sorry. I'm waking up still. But the last time they said anything about it was back in February of this year, and they haven't said anything since. No screenshot, no video, no trailer, nothing. Cutscene's like 70% this run. No, I say 60%. But yes, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game that cannot be skipped. Well, I wish that the Grandia HD remaster was released by now. If it was released by now, I'd run that version instead of the PlayStation TV one, like I'm running now. I think it's a missed opportunity, in my opinion. So I'm choosing all the bottom options here because the dialogue is shorter than the first or second ones. I don't exactly know how much time it saves from over the other two, but it's probably like maybe 10 seconds, I believe. From what I remember, anyway. Oh, Magus was the one who found this. That was years back. So we're about to fight the first boss here, and in fact, you can die on this boss, so I hope that doesn't happen. This is the first boss of the game, and you can die on him. Amazing. But let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm gonna try to make it not happen. Alright, he's not using Fire Orb first round. Fire Orb is his most powerful attack that he can use here, so... And when he does use Fire Orb, we want to either try to cancel the attack, or we want to try and defend it. And it's probably best to try to defend it more. The reason I say defending is because critical in this game, there's two attacks. There's combos, which I'm using right now, and there's critical attacks, which give a chance to cancel out an enemy's attacks. Alright, so we're gonna defend here, pursue. Because this is Fire Orb, this is the most powerful attack that he can use. I'm gonna use a first aid kit just for safety. Even though it's not really recommended to use it this early on, but, you know, rather be safe than sorry. Thanks, Ivan. When am I tempting 100% again? Probably never. Because, I mean, when I did the 100% run, I didn't have a job back then, but I do now. So, I can't find the time for that anymore. And, that's Rockbird. That's the first boss of the game. And we didn't die. Yay. Easy solution. Quit job. Nah, I prefer making money. Make money off of Grandia runs? I wish, but... yeah, I do like my job, though. So that Rockbird fight took, a pretty long time, but... it doesn't matter, as long as I just didn't die, it's better than losing 36 minutes, then dying. And plus there's a lot of time save on this run compared to my PB. My PB is a 1241. So, it's not, I mean, it's not even a very good time either. It has like 15 or, it has like, how many minutes of deaths does it have? It has like over 18 minutes of deaths in that run. So, yeah, it's not a very good run at all, unfortunately. It could be easily beaten. I have the splits on spheron.com. Yes, I do. So now we're going around, we're asking a bunch of people questions. It's a little bit of a fetch quest that you can't skip. Yep, a 13-hour solo run. We need to do the fetch quest because we need to get information on a steamer pass, which is going to allow us to leave the continent we're currently on and go to the next one. And we have to go there if we want to discover more about the Icarian civilization, which Liete was talking about earlier. Yeah, it's 360p because of bad internet. But it should be okay, though. The good thing is that I am using OBS Studio, which seems to, it seems to increase my quality a little bit more than OBS Classic did before. But the good thing is that, this is a PlayStation 1 game, and like, very big HD quality is not even really required for this game at all. I mean, if it was an NES game, for example, it would look a lot better. Yeah, no, it would not have been HD anyway if I was playing on 720p. Okay. Yeah, I can, well, I can try and, keep it as quiet as possible. Show run. Hey, John. How are you doing, buddy? You haven't heard my voice before, John? I'm surprised. I've been using my mic for like almost 2 years now, I think. That's very good to hear. I'm kind of tired, but I did sleep pretty good last night, though. It's still... It's almost 8 a.m. for me right now. Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the thought. How do I manage to eat? I just snack on stuff until, I just like to snack on stuff. Like, I sometimes eat some fruit. I eat an apple or two during the entire run. I'm not a very eating kind of guy. Like, I can go a pretty long time without having anything. But I do drink a lot of water, though, during this run. No, come on. An apple a day keeps the RNG away. Indeed. So because this is a marathon run, I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Hey, Nacho. Hope you're doing very well. Hello, Eerie Fram. Thanks, Nacho, for the good luck. How much competition for this 13-hour speed run? Well, Joel Massa here in chat is very close to beating my record. And he was actually on record pace just a few days ago. I recommend you guys go watch his streams, because he also does Grandia 1 speed runs. He does it way often more than me now, since I got my job. Yeah, I could, but I don't know. I don't really know I'm gonna find the time to do that, Joel. I mean, technically, I do have the time, but I just don't really... Most of the time, I just don't really feel like it a lot. Plus, I do want you to beat my world record so that I can be motivated to constantly run this game again. Just like I was grinding for record a lot in 2018. Well, it started in 2017, but I got the record in 2018.
All right, big win for us.
So this is our first seed that we're gonna pick up. We're gonna pick up a bunch of these throughout the run, and what these do is that they increase stats. Like that one that I just picked up there, it was a def seed, it was a defense seed, so it increases defense if we use it. they're called friends in the game, but like, what are they like technically cousins? Because Sue calls Justin's mom Aunt Lily. So wouldn't they technically be cousins or something like that? Yeah, the final bosses are a tough pack in this game. The final bosses are a pretty big barrier to world record in this game. We're actually PB for, as a matter of fact. Easily won 5 times in a row. Dang. I'm not real. I mean, looking back at that run, Joel, you probably could have had a record, but it would have been really, really close. That's for sure. I don't exactly know what time you would have gotten if you didn't die, but I think you got it, man. You will get the record one day. 20 minutes ahead of your PB. So you're on like a 12:30 pace. 9 minutes behind me. Okay, it would have been like a 12:39 then. If you finished. If you didn't die. 12:39, I imagine. Because my final bosses were not very good in my PB. It was pretty slow. Yep, 12:30 still needs to happen for one of us. So we're gonna go in here into this inventor's house, and we're gonna pick up an item called coal candy. It's the equivalent of a power shroom, which we're gonna buy a lot of later on. So basically what coal candy does is it increases our attack power, and it's gonna be very useful later on. Yeah, the last bosses take a pretty long time to beat. I practiced a lot of the final bosses last night, too, because when I did this marathon last year, I died on the last one.
Father, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell Mom after all. Father, and Grandfather too. I'm going to the new continent. I'm going to travel the world just like you did. Thanks to your spirit stone, Father. The stone told me that Angelo isn't a myth. It's on the new continent. Now I know. You must have felt like this on the morning of your first adventure, too. Father, do you think I can really be like you? Everyone that Mom tells me about was much stronger and much braver than me. Much more like an adventurer. You're right. This is nothing like me at all. Right, Father? I'll leave my picture here for you. I promise that I'll become an adventurer greater than you. Goodbye, Mom. I'm going.
So since we got a steamer pass, we are going directly to the steamer right now. No problem. I haven't even played any of the Breath of Fire. Well, I played a little bit of Breath of Fire 3, but I didn't play much of it. They're a 100% category. The world record is 90 hours by Kane the Brain. Yeah, 100% is a pretty long category. Also, instead of talking to that guard who stopped me, I just directly tried to walk onto the steamer and he just stopped me, and it initiates the cutscene faster. No sub-hour farm. Dang. So we're gonna go to the bottom of the boat here to trigger the storyline further. All you have to do is just enter this area and then go back out. And it will... the story will continue. Still have to party? Not for long. We're about to get her back. And we're about to get her back right now, actually. I'm crazy. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Oops. I held the wrong direction on the controller. So there's a shop down here. I'm gonna sell items I don't need anymore. And then I'm gonna buy a few first aid kits. I'm gonna buy 5 of them. I'm gonna buy 2 for Justin and 3 for Sue. We're gonna fight a pretty hard boss in about 50 minutes from now. There is a boss that we're gonna fight in about 15 or 20 minutes. And yeah, this minigame is this was the only minigame in the entire game. If you get under 25.99 seconds, which I was 0.1 seconds off, by the way, you get 25 gold. Any other time, you get chewed out by the sailor for not doing a very good job. But the we don't even need to get under 25.99 seconds because it's only 25 gold. And it's not very much, so it's just to have, because we're gonna get plenty of gold later on, and 25 gold is nothing. Oops. Have I gotten sub 24 in this minigame? No, I haven't. I've gotten sub 25, though. So we didn't get any of the gold, which is fine. We don't need it. We got exactly 24 seconds and it was on that good run. Nice.
home. You all haven't changed a bit.
Yo there! Welcome home, Feena. Boy, I missed you. How you been?
I'm doing great. And the treasure, as you can see, it's just perfect.
Feena! You've outdone yourself again. I'm so happy to see your smiling face.
Long time no see, Captain. You look well, too.
Feena, I thought I'd never see the golden legacy of the legendary pirate Warren with my own 2 eyes.
Isn't it great? To tell the truth, I had a bit of trouble. It was one trap after another. Whoever set them sure had a bad attitude. They might catch some bumbling adventurer, but they can't catch me. At the very end, though, I thought I was done for when I had these giant boulders on my tail, but I quickly found a cave in the side and jumped in.
Hang on. Let's not waste a good story. Let's go sit down. You can take your time and tell me about your adventure down below. I'll have the men carry your treasure.
Okay, Captain. Can you guys take care of this stuff?
Yeah, sure thing. Catch up with you later.
We're gonna be getting Feena in our party very soon, and she's actually she's probably the most powerful party member at this point. Well, she will be very useful at some other points later on in the run too, but like very later on, like near the end, she's more of a supporter, as you'll see later on. And of course, Feena's being a little bit of a show-off here and showing that she got the whole deck cleaned up before Justin and Sue did. So you have to choose all 3 of the options here to progress. There's going to be a few of these throughout. The game forces you to ask the 3 questions before you can continue. You can't select any of the dialogue options twice, it doesn't count. The only useful thing Stu can do is make space for a new party member. Oh yeah, I agree with you, actually. Sue is not a very useful party member, unfortunately. And we have her throughout almost all of Disc 1. The only part we don't have her is like near the end. It's like the last, like, 30 minutes, I think. Well, the last hour, I'd say, more like we don't have Sue. The only time I think Sue actually makes any use in this run is when she's throwing items that are important throughout the entire course of the run, which is not very good. There's gonna be every other party member we get is gonna serve in some use. Like, we don't just throw a party member aside and just forget about them. Wait until we get Gadwin and Milda. Oh yeah, and Sue does use some magic attacks throughout this run too, but not very many. I like those kind of RPGs where, like, you can switch out different party members. Like, they still come with you, but you can switch out other people. Those are really good. It gives a lot of it gives more content in the game, in my opinion.
Justin, you pervert!
Like the Suikoden games? Yes. Like those, yes. Where you could switch out different party members. There's a lot of games that do that. And I have not played any of the Suikoden games either. I mean, mostly because they're really hard to find. A lot of them are very expensive. Doesn't Suikoden 2 go for like $200 or something like that? Some very crazy amount. They're just traversing through this ghost ship as fast as we could. We're gonna pick up a few bags of gold here to increase our gold count for later on, because we are gonna do a shop. And we do want plenty of gold for when we buy all the stuff we need. I got ambushed by this ghost here. I'm gonna try to avoid him, and we did. There we go. There's this other enemy here, but he's really far away, so... The other enemy there, when I went up the stairs, he could be, like, under the stairs, and you could still get ambushed by him. It's pretty annoying when it happens, but... There's nothing you can really do to drag him out, either. And we picked up a few items here, so we're gonna go and equip them. We're gonna save our game here, because once again, it's a marathon run. Gotta be safe. There's this resu potion here, and we're gonna pick it up. Forgot one thing. So with Grandia, you can only have like 12 items for each party member. So if you have 4 in everyone's party, you can only hold 48 items at once. The later Grandia games don't actually do this. You can actually hold as many items as you want. So this is Squid King. He has multiple parts on him. We're gonna use Burn for Feena. When using Burn, it attacks all of the parts, including the arms. And the most dangerous arm here that he has is the right one, because he can heal, and the fight takes longer when he does heal, so we're gonna get rid of that part first. And he can also use Howl as well, which we don't want that either. This is a really dangerous fight too, because if he uses Shockwave, it could instantly kill Sue. And if Sue dies, then, it's not that bad, but it's, it makes the fight just a tiny bit slower. And just use a critical attack there, to push the right tentacle back, so, Feena could get an attack. And the right tentacle is gone, so we should be okay for the rest of the fight here. Unless we have really bad RNG. Hey Perkus, I be excited for your Parallel Trippers run later on. Catch you later, Perkus. I didn't read the end of that part, so my bad. So now, instead of getting the other tentacle, we're just gonna attack the main part here, the Squid King himself, because the other tentacle doesn't do as much of a threat. And we're just using Burn every single round from Feena here, because the more we use Burn on the same parts, we learn different magic. Like we did there. I attacked the other tentacle on accident, but it's okay. And then we're gonna use Burn Flame, and we should finish this fight off really soon. Oh, and we got it canceled. There's always a chance when an enemy attacks in this game, they could cancel our attacks at any time. And sometimes it could even end in a game over if attack is canceled, so we definitely want to avoid that as much as possible. So that's a very good example of Feena being used in the first fight of the game, or first fight with Feena in the party. Hopefully gonna be under S-Band. I think you'll be fine, man. You'll do very good. It's very, very fun doing this. And no, it's very good having new people this year. Crazy how we got 4 new runners just months before this marathon. So it's really easy to fit y'all on the schedule. Who knows, maybe we'll have someone else do Grandia 1 next year. That would be really, really good. Because I did this run last year, I'm running it again. I did invite Joel Massa to commentate with me, but he respectfully declined. Hey, Maxime. Nice to say that. Well, you did. Yes, I did. Oh yeah, you have to love all the really corny dialogue in this game, too. There's no ghosts, but there was ghosts anyway on that ghost ship. And we got into a fight with one that we ended up fleeing from. Because everyone got scared and ran away. No, it... Oh, I see, Joel Massa. Yeah, I can't really speedrun this game on weekends anymore either, because I'm always working on weekends. But I took the weekend off just to do this marathon. So now we're arriving on the new continent. Oh, and let me know, guys, if you have any trouble with hearing me or anything throughout this run, or through Grandia 3 later on, if any of y'all happen to still be around. Because I probably need to adjust the microphone for my Grandia 3 run later on. Because I didn't test that either, but I think it is working okay though. I did invite someone to do a race with me for Grandia 3, but he couldn't do it. And he was actually originally in the schedule, but he had to drop out. Almost time for the thing. So, this is Packin. He claims that he's engaged to Feena, but he's actually not. So now we're gonna go talk to Feena about Packin. I'm gonna try to make that happen, Jewel. Yeah, he claims that he's engaged to her, and that he's gonna marry her very soon. So we're gonna go to Feena's house now and go ahead and talk to Feena more because she said earlier that's where we could find her. I almost got an encounterless Merrill Road too. That would have been the second time I got it. That would have been the second time I would have gotten an encounterless Merrill Road ever if I didn't get into this encounter here. The game volume's a bit low. I'll turn it up. A bit then, just a little bit though. So this is a pretty awkward cutscene. It's the best cutscene? Nah, there's better cutscenes than this. There's 5. Well, technically there's 6 in the series show run. There's this one, there's Grandia 2, Grandia 3, Grandia Extreme, Grandia Parallel Trippers, and the forgettable Grandia Online. Which, does anyone remember Grandia Online? It was only a Japan release anyway. It was an MMORPG from, that ran from 2009 to 2011. And, it didn't do very good at all. The MMO scenes, the MMO scene was getting, really popular around that time. Well, it was actually technically it was getting pretty popular in the early 2000s. It got a little bit more popular in the late 2000s when Grandia Online was released. And then it shut the servers down in 2011. I really like 3 a lot. Grandia 3 is one of my favorite ones in the series. All the games are really good. Just don't count Grandia Online. Cause let's just pretend that game never happened. I pretend it never happened. Hiya! Yep, this is the day to watch it. Actually, we're showing all the games this weekend. Grandia 1, 2, 3, Parallel Trippers, and Extreme. So almost the entire series. Well, the entire series that's playable anyway. Grandia Online is not playable anymore. Grandia 3 is really good. And I am gonna do a speedrun of that game later on, but it's a very difficult game to speedrun. I'm gonna save my game first, actually, because if I mess up on menu here, then the entire run is gone, basically. Yo, Jimmy. Thanks, man. And if you guys don't know, Jimmy33 here in chat designed the original route for this game in the first place. So without him, I don't think this marathon could exist. So big shoutouts to Jimmy33 here. No, I keep doing that. Too smart of it. Yeah, Jimmy33 is... He was like one of the original speedrunners of this game. It was like years ago, too. Like even before Omegas ran the game, and before I ran the game. I think it was around the time that the very first segmented speedrun of this game was released. The segmented speedrun at the time was like a 1341. But now the segmented record is a 1017. But a friendly reminder though, the segmented run uses the in-game time, not real time. You ran a few months before that? Oh, okay. I thought the segmented run was before you started running. My mistake. But back to the in-game time, it's very, very bad in-game timer. It's not very accurate. We don't even know to this day what counts the in-game timer. Like, we believe that the in-game timer stops when the FMV cutscenes play, or when the game is paused, but we still don't know, really. So instead of using the in-game time, we use real time instead. For speedruns, for RTA speedruns. Yeah, you also can't see the in-game time for the final boss. Hardest part of the entire run. Yeah, Master Chang is, he's not very easy at first when you start to run the game, but with, like, much practice, he can be pretty easy. You just have to get Justin, like, very, close to him, basically. And you won't die, because if Sue dies, then, and you don't have a resurrect potion from Justin, the entire fight is pretty much over. I'm just gonna YOLO dodge all these enemies here. Yeah, Ball 2 is probably the hardest fight of the game. And I'm not looking forward to that fight later, either. So I'm gonna equip some defense equipment. Because if we don't equip this for Sue, then she'll die pretty easily in this fight. I've made the mistake of forgetting to equip her with the new equipment that we got from earlier. We picked up an SH shield, which is actually the same shield we bought earlier in the shop for Justin. So to save money, we just bought one and we picked up the other one in the sewers. What a great day for a marathon. I agree, Anchor. But I think Master Chang is probably the hardest fight in Disc 1. Maybe? I can't think of any other fight that's harder than this one in Disc 1. So to start off, we're just gonna throw a Smarterweed at him, and we're gonna use Diggin' first round from Justin. And we're gonna be using this twice to protect ourselves, because Master Chang's attacks is pretty powerful, and we don't want him to attack us and beat us so easily. So he's attacking Justin, which is very good. We do want him to attack Justin. We're gonna use Diggin' one more time. And if he's going to attack Sue, which he probably will because he's closer to Sue than he is to Justin right now, we're gonna defend with Sue. Okay, yeah, we're gonna defend with her. And then we're gonna attack with Justin so we can get closer to him. I'm not gonna use B-Slash yet because the coal candy we picked up earlier in the run will help us a lot here. Yeah, the massacre machines are not very fun either, I will agree with that. I have died before on the on Massacre Machine 2. I actually died. I had to run die once because I was very under leveled. I was like 2 or 3 levels under than what I was supposed to be at. So not fun. But this was a very long time ago. It's like when I was still new to running the game. So the coal candy we picked up earlier, it's gonna do like 80 damage per round, which is a very good number because Chang has 700 health. So we should be able to beat him pretty quickly. Especially with the new hatchet we picked up from the shop earlier. We're gonna try to cancel this attack, but I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. It didn't work, but... We're gonna defend here. Because if I don't defend here, Justin would have died from this attack. And it's also not worth canceling because I would not have made it in time. But we should be okay here for the rest of the fight because we're very good on health and he's almost halfway down with his health right now. Only spin kick, not bad. Spin kick! Yeah, Joel Massa knows a lot about this game too. Which is why I actually which is why I suggested if he would commentate with me, but it's fine that he declined though. Yes, I am doing 19 hours of Grandia speedruns, and I'm very scared to death. The German translation of Grandia has some absolutely hilarious parts. Can you give me an example? I am gonna take a break. I'll take like a 20-minute food break, I believe. Well, Justin's gonna die here, so he's not gonna get any experience, unfortunately. But we did finish the fight, though, and we will make up that experience later on.
Big win, puppy!
Oh, really? That's fair, Joel Massa. I think, this event will probably always be held on a weekend because it fits in with everyone's schedule. It fits in with mine because I don't even know when I work until like a week before. heard the French voices are pretty good too. And yeah, about the PAL version of the game, if you play on the French version or the German version, and I think the Spanish version too, I don't know about the Spanish version, but there is actually voice acting there's voice acting in this game in those languages, but only during the FMV cutscenes though. It's not throughout the entire game. Are you being celebrated? Because people think that Justin was packing and we got married. Got married with Feena. No, I don't want to interact with that. The German voice FMVs are pretty cringe. I see. I haven't listened to the German voice acting. Well, I listened to the French voices before, and they're pretty good. And yeah, there is the Japanese version. I'm probably gonna get someone's probably gonna ask here eventually, is the Japanese version faster? And the answer is no, it's not faster. It's probably even slower than the English version, the NTSCU version of the game. The reason for that is because the bosses in this game actually are buffed in the Japanese version. They're harder. And so we don't run on the Japanese version of the game. Though I was originally going to intend to run on the Japanese version for this marathon, but I couldn't download the Japanese version because I had to get the Japanese version of the game on a PlayStation TV, you have to either buy a Japanese PlayStation TV, or you have to change the region, which will wipe your entire system, your entire PlayStation TV. You have to reinstall everything on there. So I opted out of playing the Japanese version. And you have to go on Play Asia, which is a site that sells Japanese PSN codes. Or you have to buy them off of Amazon or any official site that sells them. And then it'll work on a PlayStation TV. Come on. I'm stuck on a wall and... And I'm not even gonna know what my splits look like this year because I'm only running a timer, and that's the timer you see on screen. So I'm not even gonna know if I'm ahead or not this entire run. Unless I check my run, which I'm gonna try not to do. Unless I'm falling really far behind. Thanks, Gluglack. I appreciate it. I didn't know you could enter if you walk to that puddle of water, then it'll play that small cutscene. For some reason, a lot of the time, if you you can interact with you can interact with all these items in the game, and the camera will zoom in on it. I don't know what they were thinking when they put that in there. I guess they were really impressed with it or something. I don't know. Thanks, Pampa. Appreciate it. I think a mod will eventually change that, John. Or the runner or whatever. I don't know how to change it. I don't want to, mess with Moobot that much. Because it's not mine, and I'd rather really not mess with it. And I don't use Moobot either, I use Stream Elements. So I'm not experienced at all, but a mod will change it. But thank you. We're just traversing through this area, and we're picking up a couple items along the way. Getting Pal Fruit, which is, gives, I think, double the stats that a seed gives. Alright, good. We didn't get an encounter there, fortunately. And now we have to go back to, New Parm to buy some items for, the Dom Ruins. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now, but I'm gonna save because, once again, I don't want to mess up on a menu that I'm gonna regret if I do fail. Sure thing, Joel Masta. Thanks for coming in for a little bit. Really appreciate it, man. We're gonna sell a bunch of stuff we don't need anymore. So we're gonna buy water and wind for Feena. Because these are the two magics that are required to get a Crackle, and we really want Crackle for much of much of the run. But in order to get Crackle, we have to grind for it, and this is where the grinding comes in. You haven't seen this in over a decade? Well, this is the time to see it, man. When's Grandia HD? That's a meme at this point, in my opinion. Where am I going? Okay, right over here. There are, exploit the save tends to grind. No, we do not do that. Does the 13-hour speed run involve glitches? There's one glitch we do in the run, yes. It's a very easy glitch, too. It's not like a major skip or anything. I'll explain it later on.
Take this!
Yeah, it's like 6 hours away. It's when we fight Ruin Guard, which is, much later on in the run. So this is the grinding part that I was talking about earlier. What I'm doing right now is I'm using Hell from Feena. I'm gonna use Diggin' from Justin.
Oh, wind, blow 'em away!
I'm gonna level up Wind and Earth respectively. And so the only way to get new magic in this game is to use as much magic as possible. And the more enemies that are on the screen and the magic you use, it's going to give us more experience for the magic. So there's a ton of enemies right now, so we're gonna use this on the center, and it's gonna give us a lot of win XP.
Oh, wind, blow 'em away!
Thanks, Wells. So we want him to use Split one more time, I'd say. I don't think he is, so I'm just gonna use Dig In one more time from Justin, and then I'm gonna finish the wind grinding during the boss fight here. So yeah, he's not gonna split, so it's gonna take a while.
Alright, we won!
So we're not gonna waste our time with it. Thanks, NATO Ninja, I appreciate it. Playing the whole thing in one sitting? Yes, I am. So there's these enemies up here. Oh, they ambushed us. I was trying to get them down, but, they caught me before I caught them. So it's not a very good thing. But the good thing is they're all gathering in one place.
Blow 'em away!
And we're gonna get more wind experience this way. We're just gonna defend from Sue here because she doesn't have any useful magic, so not worth it. We're gonna use more Diggins from Justin. And the reason we're leveling up Justin's Earth Magic is because we want to spell called Tremor. And it's going to be pretty useful for us later on.
Oh, wind, blow him away!
And so we're gonna finish up the wind grinding and during the boss fight. We do have runner right now. And so also what I'm doing right here is I'm gonna level up water magic from Feena because this is required to get Crackle. We have to be level 3 winds and we have to be level 2 water. We have to level up water 1 level here. And this is the fastest way to do it. I wasn't paying attention to my magic, so I have to go refill magic. Which will also refill my health, so it's no good. Should be one more time, and... Okay, going up, we're all good. Yes, we are grinding. And, we're actually almost done with it. We're actually gonna finish the grinding during the boss here. Because it's faster. Yep, you could use traps to level up magic. It's an exploit. I like to say it's more of an exploit than doing it the intentional way, because doing it the intentional way is very slow, so we don't do it like that. The intentional way is that the game wants you to just use magic in a fight rather than using traps. You'll see Liette later on. Actually, we already saw Liette. We're gonna be seeing her again soon. There is a weapon drop, a chance for a weapon drop outside, but we didn't get it, so we have to pick it up right here, which is the Holy Mace. The only enemies in the game, as far as I know, drops the Holy Mace. The orcs drop the Holy Mace. Sorry about that. We're gonna manually put that Resu Potion in Feena's inventory because she doesn't have a Resu Potion yet, and it's very, very safe to put it in Feena's inventory in case Sue or Justin dies later on. There is a very good chance that Sue will die in this next fight, but we're not gonna revive her because it's not worth it. yes. Rap is the one with the elf ears. Later on. Oh yeah, and he picks his nose too. Mm-hmm. But Rap is a very, very useful party member in this speed run. You'll see much later on. We're not gonna get Rap until, like, about 4 hours from now. Well, about 4 hours and 10 minutes-ish, I imagine. Post-event sickness. Did a lot of people get sick from RPG Limit Break as well? What is with these speedrun events getting people sick? Come on, get out of the way. These guys are aggroed, so I'm gonna try to avoid them. Okay, there we go. How many times have I beaten this? A lot. Too many times, I think. We're gonna store all those truffles we bought for later, because they're not gonna be useful until, they're not gonna be useful until, the glitch we do later on, because that is the glitch involves those truffles. How many runs of this have I finished? Not a lot, surprisingly, but in practice sections, I finished it quite a bit. Did I speedrun any other games? I also speedrun Grandia 3, and I occasionally run Star Fox 64.
Please protect
But I
us.
do really want to learn Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Because those are very good games. And I did tell myself I would learn those games after this marathon. Coder's speedrun is very broken.
Please protect us.
Broken as in there's a ton of skips and there's a lot of very interesting stuff in that game. It's very, very cool to watch. It's a very good speedrun, yes. So, goodbye, Sue. We're not really going to be using her very much anyway. I am going to heal here for safety, because we are getting a little bit low on health. Oh.
Please protect
So I
us.
believe we're almost done with the wind leveling here. We're just using Runner here to get Crackle, and there we go, we learned Crackle. So now we can attack with Feena. And we should be learning Tremor soon from Justin.
Oh, power of ice!
This should be the round we do get Tremor from Justin. If not this round, then definitely one more. Yeah, there is a Grandia. There is a PlayStation 2 port for Grandia 2, but it's not a very good version, unfortunately. The best version is, in all honesty, probably the Dreamcast version, which was the console that it was originally released on.
Oh, power of ice!
Back in the year 2000? I can't believe Grandia 2 is 19 years old. Though I'm 20 years old now. The Anniversary Edition was based on the Dreamcast version, yes.
Oh, power of ice!
It wasn't based on the other terrible PC port of the game. For those who don't know, there is two PC ports of Grandia 2. There's the original PC release that was released in the year 2001 or 2002. I don't exactly remember what year, but it's a very, very bad version of the game. And the reason for that is because it came with a load of bugs on the original PC launch. And when I say bugs, I mean that there's a lot of them. Game crashes, dialogue bugs out, sound glitches. Yeah, not fun. I haven't played the original PC version myself, but I've been told about it and it looks pretty bad. I don't think you're the only one, Captain Duck. Sometimes I even forget that there was an original Grandia 2 PC. Yeah, the Anniversary Edition is much, much better. The Steam version or the GOG version is much, much better than the original PC launch of the game. Yeah, it's still a very fun game. Grandia 2 is definitely one of the best in the series.
That was pretty.
So, now we're meeting Liette again.
There is no one in this world who would interfere with the blessings of the spirits, or with our civilization, which began together with this spirit light. Our civilization began to spread far and wide. Angelo became prosperous enough to cover even the farthest reaches of the land. This building that you are in now is also from that period. Go east, Justin. The place called Alent is a place far from here. You still have a very long way to travel.
East? From here? Pretty soon we'll reach the end of the world, Liete. Tell me, please. Just where is this Alent?
There is no such thing as the end of the world, Justin.
I totally forgot to turn back on my mic. Oops. Yeah, what our menu said, basically. Oh yeah, he's the current world record holder for Grandia 2, by the way. Which I said I was gonna get Grandia 2 world record by the end of this year, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. So you can keep your world record a little bit longer. But I will for sure take it next year, and I'm gonna have world records in all 3 of the games. Eventually, one of these days. That's my goal for this series, have world record in every game. I just have to get good at Grandia 2. I just wish that there was an easier way to practice Grandia 2. Still waiting on that Grandia 1 PC port. I'll be fighting you for that record, man. Good thing I got some competition. There's a speedrun of everything now. Like, think of anything. There has to be a speedrun of that. Nice, RP Priya subbed. Those emotes are really good, by the way. Whoever did that, whoever did those emotes, kudos to you. Grandia 1 PC port or FF7 remake, which will release first. Honestly, I have a lot more faith in Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out before ever Grandia 1 PC port comes out. That's a joke, by the way. How long ago was FF7 Remake announced? Was it 2015? Can't believe it's been that long ago. Hey, Kirby Master. Yeah, wow. I can't believe it's been 4 years already. So that was Nona, Saki, and Neo, or I like to call the Team Rocket of this game, because someone in the Grandia Discord made a very, very good comparison to them. So now we have to get Red Sulfa Weed to get the humanoid child better. Any glitches? Yes, there is one glitch in the run. But it's not until like 5.5 hours from now. We bought 4 truffles. So basically what the truffles that we bought earlier is there's a boss later on we fight called Ruin Guard, and he has 4 different parts on him. And one of them is called the Boomerang, and if we use Truffle on that Boomerang, it's gonna confuse him, and it'll stun lock him for the entire fight. During that stun lock, we're taking very big advantage of grinding out weapon levels for everyone at that point to get ready for the end of the game. Because Ruin Guard is like at near the last quarter of the game. He's just before the last quarter, I should say. And that's the glitch we use. There is another boss you can stun lock in this game, but we don't fight him. It's an optional boss. Grandia 3 is after this, but Grandia 2 is in this marathon. So yes. All of the Grandia games are in this marathon, except Grandia Online, but we don't talk about that. It's not even playable anymore. The order is because it fits everyone's schedule this year. I figured it was a little bit hard for some people last year to fit in the schedule, so we just did it out of order this year, but all of them will be played. Hey Kurt, how are you, buddy? Yeah, the stories are not together. If this was an Arcalad 1, 2, and 3 marathon, we would absolutely want to do that in order. Because Arcalad 1, 2, and 3 are all in order. There wasn't a Tales of Eternia online. I didn't know that. Grandia 1 is the longest game, yes. I know about the Grandia remaster, but it's honestly a meme at this point because Game Arts nor Gung-Ho, the people who are responsible for the Grandia 1 remaster, have not said anything about it. So that's why I say it's a meme, because no one said anything about it. And now we're thrown in jail. Should make estimate 1337. Why 1337? Is because I'm 7 minutes behind my PB. If so, that's normal for disc 1. Because my disc 1 in my PB was very, very good. Although the previous world record of this game was a 1337, actually. Wait, what's so special about 1337? I don't get it. Is it like some trick I'm supposed to understand? Oh, it's an old meme. Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. I see. Now, I thought it meant I was like 7 minutes behind my PB. I'm probably more than 7 minutes behind my PB. I'm probably like 10. I mean, come on, guys. I'm only 20 years old. When was this meme made? Well, yeah, let's first ask when was this meme made? Or came up with? $1995. I was not born in 1995. I'm 3 years late to that. Oh god, is this gonna haunt me for the rest of the day? Is 1337? This game came out in 1997. It was originally released on the Sega Saturn in Japan, but it was ported over to the PlayStation 1 because it sold very well in Japan, so they brought it over to the PlayStation 1 just a year later. As long as I finish the run, nobody minds. Well, I will for sure finish the run, Aura. It's not like, How did I get into Grandia? I found the game at a old school game store. And it looked very interesting, and I've been playing it ever since. Ever since 2016. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all in here have probably played this way long ago than I have. Because, you know, there's probably a lot of people in here are older than I am. Only 20? I sound older. A lot of people comment on that a lot. I turned 21 in November. So there's gonna be this code here. It's always the same. It never changes. We have to first get there. There we go. So this is the code. Right, right, left, left. Down, up, down, up. It's always the same. If it was not the same, then you'd have to go into, yeah, you'd have to spy on Nona, Saki, and Mio, and they would tell you the code that way. But thankfully, we don't have to do that. Because it would waste a bit of time if we did that. It'd probably waste, like, maybe a minute. Because it's dialogue you have to mash through, and you'd have to write it down, and it would just cost a lot of time. So this next fight could either be really hard or really easy. You'll find out why when I start this fight. So this is Saki. We're actually fighting 3 bosses here, and we're fighting Saki, we're gonna fight Nona, and then we're gonna fight Neo. So she has some bodyguards here. We're gonna get rid of them as best as possible because they're they're just in the way. So just gonna get rid of them because who wants guards in a fight? I mean, if you have guards in a fight, you're just not strong enough in my opinion. Alright, should be good. This last guard will still be alive, though. At least I think so. Oh, good. We actually got rid of him.
Prepare to
Well, that's very good. And then for the rest of this fight, we're just gonna use everyone's best attacks that they have without dying. If anyone dies here, we have to revive them. Because Saki is not very friendly most of the time. And also the reason is that we got Crackle earlier is because of most of the fights we're going to be doing in Disc 1 is very, very helpful. I'm going to heal here for safety.
Come on! Come on, puppies! Pop, pop! Pop, pop! Let's go! Here we go! Come on!
This'll teach you.
Face slash!
Saki can't make up her mind, it looks like, so this fight is going really well. Except Justin doesn't do very much damage with only his axe. So we're gonna pretty much have Feena do the rest of the fight here. While you're at it, Panda, speedrun Grandia and take my atrocious world record. My world record is like super free.
Oh, power of ice!
I'll play Sui Koden. Nice. I have not played any of the Sui Koden games before.
That was pretty.
So that's Saki. That was a pretty good fight. Well, I never played the Sui Koden games, Locklear, is because they're always very expensive, it sounds like. So I can, like, never really find Suikoden game anywhere cheap. Also, there's a guard here. If you interact with him, you'll get into a fight, so we don't want that at all. And we're gonna equip the new equipment we picked up here. I don't have a PlayStation 3 anymore, unfortunately. I do wish I had my PlayStation 3, but I don't anymore. So this is Nona. This boss is very dangerous because you can actually get stun locked in this boss. How that would happen is that all your three of your teammates would have to be very close together, and if Nona uses her spinning yo-yo attack and all of them are in range of that, everyone just gets caught in it, and she'll just keep using it until everyone is dead. So if that happens, we're just gonna reset the game and try again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move Sue up here, so that this stun lock does not happen to us.
Oh, power of ice!
So she should not be in range of Sue right now. So she uses spinning yo-yo. Yeah, like right here.
I show no mercy.
She's not gonna stun lock us. Okay, I think Feena might be out of the way, so I think this is okay. No? Is it not?
I show no mercy.
Should be okay now. Yeah, this is the stun lock, by the way. Yeah. Okay, I think I can handle this. Yeah, that's the stun lock. But thankfully that didn't kill me. But she's killing everyone else individually.
Oh, power of ice!
Yeah, this is for sure worse than the Neo balloons.
V-slash!
And if you don't, I'm gonna explain the Neo balloons later on, by the way. It's in the next fight.
This'll put down anyone with one shot. Hi! Hi! Hi!
I'm not gonna resurrect Sue because it's just a waste of a resurrect potion. And she's using her spinning yo-yo attack, but she's not gonna stun lock us because she is really far away from Feena. No rah-rah for this fight. You know, last year when I did this marathon, I did get the Nona stun lock again. at that time, and I had to reset the game and try again. Okay, that was a good fight, aside the small stun lock.
That was pretty.
So since Sue died, I'm gonna go revive her. And then I'm going to save the game again. So the base has now caught us. And we have to escape as fast as possible. But before we could escape, we got one more fight to do. Saving in a Grandia run. Gotta do it. I can't imagine someone trying to single segment this run, though. Single segment as in, like, not saving or no loading from saves. If you die. That would be very, very hard. It wouldn't be impossible, but it'd be very, very hard. He's gonna use Balloon here if this is not quick enough. Okay, good. Who are we fighting now? Now we're fighting Neo. I do not play any MMOs. No, I do not.
Well, now,
So this is Balloon. This is the most annoying attack in this fight. But thankfully, it didn't hit Justin.
Here goes! Ha!
And she could also use Stun Gun, which is as an annoying of a... Well, not really as annoying of an attack, but definitely in the way.
Well, now, die from this nerve gas! Well, now, die from this nerve gas!
And I like to call this Stun Lock number 2. Because it pretty much is. Well, she's gonna... Grandia is my favorite RPG of all time. I hope we hear more about the Grandia HD collection soon. I hope so too, Bearded. I really do.
Well, now, die from this nerve gas!
So not only the balloon is
well, now, die
can
from this
stun
nerve
you,
gas!
it's also it poisons you, which stalls your attacks more.
Well, now, die from this nerve gas!
Honestly, it probably would have been faster just to reset this fight at this point.
Here goes! Ha!
Oh, okay.
Take this.
think I can recover from this. Bye, Feena.
Here goes! Ha! Ah! Face slash!
Stop getting dizzy, Sue. Thank you.
Face slash!
Good.
I
Told you I would make up for it.
All right, big win for us.
Yeah, I'm really happy that there was no resets on any of those bosses. Yep, 1 and 3 in a single sitting. That is correct. I slept pretty okay last night, though, so that's a, The other runner had to drop out Chaos, unfortunately. It's unfortunate, but, you know, life happens. And we did get a new runner for Grandia 2. Yeah, the other runner, oh, it still says any percent race in the... Oops, I showed that again. I'll change that, I'll change the schedule, just say any percent. That's the one thing I forgot to change. But thanks for pointing it out. Hello, Kasama. Yes, it is grand. And I'm having a very good time so far. I'm really appreciating the support from you guys so far. I'm very happy this is as successful, if not even more successful than last year. Because last year's marathon was very, very good. Yeah, I'll fix the category I'll fix the category after this train gauntlet.
Oh,
So that's a very good time for me to do it. Nope, you don't have to make that joke anymore, Pasama. No need to. It is in the marathon this year. Hey, Infinite, I'm very good. How are you? No, don't take any turns.
Not bad, eh?
You know, despite people saying like a lot of bad things about Grandia Extreme, it's actually a pretty cool speedrun to watch. I think you guys are in for a good run when Grandia Extreme happens.
Burnout!
That was Grandia 3, is where the one you fly in a plane. So we're just gonna use burn throughout throughout these fights here. Just so that because it's easier, it's faster than fighting each of them individually. Plus, fire actually increases our attack.
Oh, flame, burn 'em!
So it's very good to level up some fire here. Oh yeah, you got the intro song for Grandia 3 is pretty good.
All right, we won.
And unlike my I ran Grandia 3 for Questing for Glory 2 back in November. And it was pretty fun. I liked it a bunch, actually.
Oh, flame, burn 'em!
So we use Burn Flame from Feena because these guys have more health than the other guys do. And then we're gonna use Burn here for Justin, but we're gonna use Tremor the next fight we do, because the next fight's gonna be the same as this one. Whoa! Okay. Wow, 3 health. I don't even think I have another resurrect potion either. So it'd be very bad if Feena dies here. Because then she can't use Burn Flame again.
Alright, we won!
They're gonna be hearing Rah-Rah just a few more times. Don't worry, guys. We have a Rah-Rah counter. Well, there's 3 so far. Or is it 4? See, I guess that's the reason we need a Rah-Rah counter. But just for you guys, I'll do one more Rah-Rah before Sue leaves the party much later on.
Oh, flame burn 'em!
I've never played any of the Yes games before. I heard they were really good though.
Feel the Earth's fury!
Spoilers, man. Sorry. Okay, I'll make a deal with you guys. I won't spoil the game. I'm used to talking like on
Not bad, eh?
on my stream, but except with commentary. Sue leaves after they visit the moon. Wait, wrong game. Yeah, that's a totally wrong game, Aura. Alright, I'm gonna change the schedule now. I'll fix it right now. Alright, it should be thick. It should apply the fix soon. Yeah, you know, honestly, the worst way to get spoiled by a game is just to watch an entire speedrun. Unless you really like the speedrun a lot and you don't really care for the game. Like, I mean, I've watched plenty of speedruns before where, you know, I watched an entire speedrun and watched the ending, but I didn't really care for it. Do any of you, anyone else does that in here? You know, you watch speedruns for a game you've never played before. Okay, good. I'm not the only one that does that. Mostly old games, Celeste and others, games I've never planned to play before. Ah, so it's plenty of good ones in here too. You guys are suggesting. So there's this tree enemy here. It's a very inconsistent battle to avoid, but I am gonna try to avoid him anyway. He's in a very bad spot, so we're just gonna attempt to lure him over here. And I got it, nice. That's one of the harder encounters to avoid. I practiced avoiding that encounter a lot when I was preparing for this marathon. He's not the hardest encounter to avoid in the game, but, the hardest encounter to avoid in the entire game, I'd probably say is, probably anything in the final dungeon of the game, I imagine. There are some encounters that require incredibly precise movement. But, you know, it can be pretty, you'll get used to it. Oh, I forgot to equip shell armor on Feena this entire time. That was my mistake. No wonder why I was taking a bit of damage during those 3 fights. And we don't want to sell Weekly Weed or OFC badge, because those are very important to us. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna buy a lot of Zap Scrolls. Okay, there we go. Now we have enough. This is not past the big wall so far. No, it's before the big wall. So I didn't really do inventory management that well, so we're just gonna get rid of these sweets here and this banana. And then we're gonna move the remaining Zap Scrolls over to Sue. And she should have 6 of them. Yes, okay. That's how many we want her to have. And the reason we want 6 is because it's going to make this gauntlet of enemies very fast soon. I did forget to get water from Justin, so I have to go back and when I go back to talk to the Elder, I'm gonna go back and do that before I talk to the Elder. Anyway, this encounter is pretty random to avoid. Sometimes he could be farther away, sometimes he could be closer. But it's very dangerous to try and avoid this guy and then getting ambushed, because you can game over here from a very specific set of moves. I think he has to do, like, probably 3 of the same attacks. There's, like, a wing sonar, I think is the attack's name. And good thing that Tarantula was over on the right side so we can easily go past him. It's supposed to be in 360p. Type in exclamation point bitrate. Bitrates. It's due to my internet is not very good. I am gonna have someone restreaming my Grandia 3 run later on. So it should be sort of better, but only from the layout perspective, though. The layout will look really, really nice later on. Yeah, this game is pretty accessible everywhere now. Alright, this is very good. I got that tarantula trapped in that corner there. It's not very consistent that he could get trapped in that corner. He can, like, jump around all over, and it would be impossible to get him trapped there. Alright, we got an ambush here, so we have to, like, hope that, he doesn't that these beetles don't use their special moves, which it doesn't look like they are. So we should be okay. Except Sue died, of course. And yeah, Sue is not going to be very helpful throughout the rest of Disc 1. Except for the Gauntlet fight that we're about to do later on. Well, later on as in, like 5 minutes or less. And then she won't be useful anymore. The only thing she'll be useful for is, powering up a party member later on, and just avoiding fights if we could, just helping us flee. So now we got the Nectar of the Gods. We're gonna go to back to the Elder. We're going to tell him we brought it back, but he's not gonna let us go to the end of the world wall, because the nuts that are given to clear the mist to the end of the world is very valuable to them, and we have to prove them worthy. Oh, we have to talk to him one more time, too, to continue. And he's going to tell us to go to Rem's house, which is the humanoid, the name of the humanoid we rescued earlier on. Then we're going to have dinner with him and his parents. And we just mash through the text here. Oh, I didn't know about that strat for rap. Sounds pretty useful in a casual run. Oops. Mashed too much. Now we have to fight off all these guys who are invading. And this is the Gauntlet that I was talking about just a little bit while ago. But we're only going to use the Zap Scrolls from Sue because we're going to have other uses for the Zap Scrolls we bought for Feena and Justin much later on, near the end of Disc 1, more specifically. It's actually the last boss of Disc 1 we're going to have uses for the other Zap Scrolls we bought. Oop. Muscle memory is telling me this turn is Justin and Feena's turn there.
Not bad, eh?
Oh, okay. I see now. Actually, my mistake from earlier about making use of the Zap Scrolls. We're gonna have another use for them when we get to the end of the world wall. And, there's a fight there that's, really dangerous without them. And, if we don't have the Zap Scrolls for that fight, it's very, very hard. You know, when I first played this game, I didn't even know that you could give magic to other people. Like, you could carry over magic from someone else. I didn't actually learn that until I started speedrunning this game. I learned a lot of new stuff from speedruns of this game, actually.
Burnout!
Oh, flame burn 'em!
Yeah, it's... In 100% you do have to, cap her books, or have to cap her magic. Basically, you have to get every magic in the game, too, and it's...
Pretty easy, right?
It's very, very long. That's mostly what makes the speedrun very, very long, is a ton of magic to grind, and a ton of gold, and a ton of SP attack grinding, a ton of weapons. Oh yeah, for casual, it's very good. I had a lot of fun when I played this casually a very long time ago. I even thought about doing like a yearly 100% casual playthrough of this game. Like I just get everything once a year or something like that. No, it's not, and not actually using the speedrun strats. You guys are talking about so many RPGs I haven't played that, I have to. I haven't played Star Ocean either. Yeah, I haven't been playing... I haven't played very much. There is a Grandia remaster of 1 and 2 coming out, yes. At least I think there is at this point.
Oh, flame burn 'em!
And I say I think because, neither Gung Ho or Game Arts have said anything about the game getting released. The bug for Time Gate in the remaster. I really hope not. Time Gate's not even a really useful spell anyway. This version does not have freezing problems either, because I'm playing on the digital version of the game, which is on PlayStation TV, and it will never freeze. It won't, and it's also much faster than PlayStation 2. The PlayStation, if you play on a PlayStation 2, the game actually lags on the loading screens. And I do know what causes the freezing on PlayStation 2, but it's a bit complicated. But let's just put it simple, it's because of the sound. The game has a very difficult time loading sound on the disc version of the game on PlayStation 2. So if it doesn't load a sound correctly, the game freezes. But there's a much longer explanation as to why does the game freeze when, because of the sound failing to load. Hey, Penguin. Yeah, there's a bug with the time gate. It was before the game was released, and I think it goes for the Sega Saturn version as well. They didn't actually fix the bug for the PlayStation 1 version. It was actually a hex value error that caused Time Gate's water and wind level to be level 99 each. Thanks, Penguin. Yeah, wind was supposed to be 33, and water was supposed to be 35. .99 win really isn't a big problem, because if you go to Tower of Temptation and you beat all of the bosses there, you can get an item which doubles your magic experience. And if you grind in the final area before the final bosses, you can get it in like get win to 99 in like less than an hour. But the dungeon is Tower of Temptation. I don't know if a lot of people have actually heard about that dungeon on their casual playthrough, because I didn't, and the reason is because it's actually hidden away. Anyone else loves Grandia? I love Grandia too,
We're in trouble! Retreat!
In fact, I love it so much is that I speedrun all of the games. Well, except the spin-off titles. Like, I speedrun the numbered titles. Except for Grandia 2, but... because I'm not very good at Grandia 2. I've never played Grandia Extreme before. I do have the Japanese version, though. But I don't have a Japanese PlayStation 2 to play it on. I'm gonna save my game here. Getting an ambush here in this forest is really bad. Well, not bad by all the enemies, but there's these ghosts here that are those guys, the ones I just passed. They're very dangerous to get ambushed by. And we do not want to get ambushed by them. We're gonna select Feena a few times here to progress, and then we're just gonna stop camping. I'm gonna save the game here again, because this is the most dangerous area to get ambushed by, though I have practiced this area a lot. It can still be pretty hectic if we get into an ambush here. I'm just gonna hug the trees on the right side here to minimize this. So we're gonna walk over this fake water. It's not a real lake. By the way, how many people got tricked by this fake lake at first?
We're in trouble! Retreat!
We're gonna pick up this mace here. It looks like a staff, but it's actually a mace weapon that you can equip on Justin. And mace leveling is very, very important in this speed run because it increases agility, and agility is very, very important because it's going to increase our speed. It's not going to increase our movement speed, but it will increase agility. Sorry about agility. It's going to increase our agility. That correction there. Thanks, Penguin. I got caught in a tree. Yeah, it makes your turns come faster. And that's very important later on. Because we're gonna be dealing with some pretty tough bosses later on, and we definitely want our turn to come faster. And mace is for Justin, agility is, and whip, to level up agility is for
We're in trouble. Retreat.
whip is for Feena. And sword is damage, axe is defense. We got rid of, originally in a very old route, we incorporated axe to be in the route more than mace weapons, but we got rid of it because because it just wasn't helping anyone at all. It was just hurting us more than helping us, so we just got rid of axe weapons in the run. We do still use axe weapons, but only at the beginning of the run. I can't remember the next... Oh, I do remember the next time we use an axe weapon. We use it in Tower of Doom, near the beginning of Disc 2. So, we now arrived at the end of the world. Tower of Doom. It's more like Tower of Joke because we, it goes by super fast. Because there's less grinding. You should, Joey. Or Locklear. I'm sorry, I'm used to calling you that because of your old name. You could also get it on PSN for pretty cheap. I got this for like $6 or $7 back then. Thanks a lot, my Cydian. Appreciate it. So he picked up a knife. We're gonna equip it on Feena in just a little bit. But we're not gonna do it right now. We just want to, we're gonna be doing another fight, and, we want to level up her, whip just a little bit more for just a little bit more agility. I think he might be talking about the soft lock that you can get stuck on one of the platforms here. Oh yeah, speaking of which, End of the world. You could get stuck under one of the platforms here, and you can't. Or maybe he is talking about the PlayStation TV, but I don't know. But there is a soft lock here that can happen. It's not a freeze, but it's you can get stuck under an elevator in one of these areas, and it's not very fun. But I'm just gonna wait for the elevator to come down all the way before I step on it. I did save though, so there's no way. It's this elevator right here that you can get stuck in, but we're not gonna risk going for that. Yeah, that's the one elevator that can get you stuck. But I took my time and I waited for it to come down. I think there is another one here, but I don't remember where it is. This area is just pretty buggy, if anything. And Grandia is not even a really buggy game at all. It has, like, the glitches are very, very minimal. And that's the last fight we're gonna be doing for a while for Feena's whip leveling. So now we're gonna equip the new knife that we picked up earlier. And we're also gonna equip the mace that we picked up earlier too. It's a staff, but it's actually a mace. Having a bit of frame drops, but I think it should be good to go in just a minute. Wait, is the stream dead? I don't see it being dead, except I'm getting frame drops.
Oh!
Back. Nice.
Yow, it's hot!
Oh, flame burn 'em!
You sure stream died, guys? It's still buff. It's still going for me.